Indigenous musicians and artists to the world. Welcome to Indigenous Superstars with your host, Rhonda Head.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Indigenous Superstars this evening. I'm your host, Rhonda Head, and I just want to say Happy New Year to everyone. I hope you had a great holiday. I know we did, even though we were in lockdown. We just celebrated the holidays with my family in my house, and we just had a really nice holiday. Had some good food to eat, and I hope you guys, everyone out there, had a great holiday. And welcome back to the show, and welcome and to a brand new year. So I'm excited all the time. I'm coming to you live from Bigetti, Manitoba, the heart of Opaskwayak Cree Nation. And we're streaming live on Facebook, all my Facebook pages, on Indigenous Superstar group page, the YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, and on Twitter as well. And I just want to congratulate Lisa Meaches, my sister Lisa Meaches. She it was just announced that she's getting the Order of Canada, and we're really proud of her here in Opaskwayak because we know that she's paved the way in the film industry and has done a lot of things that she hasn't even announced. So it's her award is well deserved. So I want to congratulate her again, Lisa Meaches, for getting an Order of Canada, which is awesome. Also want to mention today, all the Indigenous women wore our ribbon skirts today in support of Bella Kulak. Today, what that was all about was that her teacher, she went to school one day in the new year, and she wore her ribbon skirt, and her teacher shamed her out for wearing that ribbon skirt. And I just posted the link to the story of what happened to her. She's a 10-year-old girl, and women across Canada wore their ribbon skirts in honor and to support Bella, or what's her name here? Bella Kulak. Yeah, that's her name. So I want to say congratulations to Bella and for standing her ground and being courageous. That's the way to go. Just because someone says it's wrong doesn't mean it's right. So congratulations to you, Bella. And I also want to announce that I'm moving, or not moving, expanding. Well, I guess moving forward, but expanding the show to different areas. On Wednesday, I'm going to be interviewing the awesome powwow MC, and everyone knows him in the powwow trail, Ruben Littlehead. He graciously accepted to be interviewed on Tuesday, so I'm really excited to interview him. And then next week, I'm going to be interviewing Red Berry Woman from Mandan, North Dakota, or Newtown, North Dakota. She's a really beautiful Indigenous designer, and I can't wait to interview her and for her to show off her beautiful designs. I'm going into a new direction, but I'm still going to be interviewing musicians, of course. How can I, there's so many musicians to interview, so I'll still be interviewing the musicians as well. So without further ado, Jean Netawayas says hello from Prince Albert, Saskatchewan. Hi, Jean. Welcome to the show. You're in for a treat tonight. So I'm just going to read the bio of my 53rd guest. So I'm really excited to be on my 53rd guest since I started in April. It's been a learning journey and a learning curve, and I'm really glad that I'm still doing it, and I get to talk to my peers every week, and that's so much fun for me. So my musical guest today is Raphael Deas. I hope I said that correctly. Raphael resides in the greater Boston area and is from the Apache tribe from Texas. He's won a Native Native American Music Awards, and New England Music Award winner. He's a former member of the group Homework, a 2011 NAMI nominee for Song of the Year Cyber Girl, 2011 UMA winner for R&B song Cyber Girl, 2012 UMA winner for the Best New Artist, 2012 winner for Best Hip Hop Love Me Down, and 2000 and a UMA winner for the R&B Song of the Year, We Miss You, a tribute to Whitney Houston. Raphael also has his own radio show called The Raphael Show that airs every Friday night. Please welcome my 53rd guest, Raphael. Hey,
53 in the house.
53.
How are you?
Good,
Get
how are
my
you?
let's get this flag together. Okay, make sure we up in there. Gotta represent, you know what I mean?
I should have had my Canadian flag behind me.
Yeah. Well, I should have had your the sweater you gave me. I didn't think about that. I
Oh,
should have put that on, yeah.
oh yeah, OCN Blizzard,
Mm-hmm.
the hockey jersey.
Yep. From the hen
Cool,
nature.
yeah. I'm going to tell a story about that later.
Okay.
So I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions here. So how did you get inspired to get into music?
I come from a musical showbiz kind of family. My father was a trained musician. A lot of my aunts and uncles, they all sang either professionally or acted or danced professionally. So it was just something, I was involved with since I was a kid. And I figured I was going to be a superhero or a superstar, one of the two. I wanted to be one or the other. Couldn't be a super. I wasn't going to get struck by lightning and get some kind of crazy power. So I figured I'd stick with the music, and I've been doing it ever since I was 15.
Awesome. Well, you're on Indigenous Superstar, so you're doing something right.
Yeah, I made it.
You're
I
on the
feel like
right
I
path.
made it. Well, doing the Indigenous thing was really was a big deal for me because I had followed Mickey Free. You know Mickey Free.
Oh, yeah.
I never really knew he was native.
OCN.
There wasn't a whole lot of info back in the day. I just knew he was cool and he hung out with the people that I liked the music that they were making. And with the internet, I hadn't seen him for a while, and I looked him up and saw that he was doing indigenous music and that he had was part of the NAMIs and it made me research it and decide I wanted to get in touch with my heritage that way. And through Mickey, I wasn't sure I'd be accepted because I don't do flute and drums and stuff like that. But through Mickey, I learned that indigenous music is music made by indigenous people. It can be any format, can be any genre, however you want to get down. You can do it as just long as you keep true to who you are. It's indigenous. So
That's very true. And yeah, and it's a vast range of so many amazing Indigenous artists from all different genres. And
mhm.
it's just incredible all the musicians out there that need to be interviewed.
Yeah,
And just
exactly.
being creative, yeah. It's
Well,
really
that's
great.
that's basically what I've been doing. I did music back in, like I said, since I was 15. I was with Homework, which was Maurice Starr, New Kids on the Block. I toured all over the country with them. Major label act, and then I took a little break from the music, and when this whole social media stuff started, I got on MySpace, and within like a day, I had like 1,000 followers because I put stuff up about the music, and the supporters were still there. And with this whole internet, I was able to realize that all we really need is just a chance, just an opportunity to be heard. There's people out there that will support you, that will gravitate towards you. You can find your own audience. You don't have to be stuck to a label and jump through the hoops and especially, trying to be conscious of my native heritage, not wanting to do anything that would, I don't know, some way dishonor that. So being on my own, pushing my music, I was ready to go full forward, and then my son had a stroke. I couldn't tour, I couldn't go and play my music, and a friend of mine had a radio station, and he approached me. He said, "Hey, why don't you do a radio show?" And I'm like, "I'm not a DJ. What am I?" And he's like, "No, you just host a show. You play your music. You connect to your people," and that's what I've been doing. I traveled, went to the NAMMYs, met you at the NAMMYs, and you brought a lot of folks my way that I still play and that I still talk to on my show. So this is a whole nother world that I never would have thought would have been possible when I was out there, supposedly made it on a label, but I'm able to reach more people and have more real connection with artists today because of, what we're doing right now than would have ever been able to do back in the day. So this is such a blessing to me.
It is truly a blessing for me as well too. Just meeting the artists that we get to meet, like from everywhere, from
Mhm.
right across Turtle Island, right, and then sometimes even the ones overseas, like in Australia and the Sami people, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, just all the it's just incredible all the artists how the beautiful music that they're making, and the other thing too is that I'm really glad that you're doing hosting a radio show because you're getting our music spun on your show, and I really want to thank you for playing some of my music, and then the
Oh yeah.
people that I've connected to that you've been playing their music as well. So what do I want do you do you want to go into your songs? Do you want to
You
play
want me to
your
play something or?
Yeah, you could play something.
Okay, I'll throw something in the background. So this is,
Okay.
let's see. Let's do oh, we'll do one more time. No, Let Me Down. That's what I won for. I won this. This is the song that won my NAMMY for best hip hop R&B, I guess. They can hear it. It's in the background. Can you hear it?
I can hear it. Awesome.
Okay. You gotta hear the. Here we go. Play the music. I sound like a little kid when I sing, but
You have a high
it's
voice. You must be a tenor.
yeah. I, I'd like to think nice tenor, first tenor eventually, with some practice. Can't be
Oh,
a
your voice is high,
mezzo
yeah.
soprano like you. You got the pipes over there. But yeah, I was happy we won with this, and then like I said, we got nominated for pop song of the year, and I got introduced by what's that group's name? The Village People. That was pretty exciting. Being a kid, the Village People were like, amazing superstars, and I got to
Yeah.
meet them, and they introduced my song when we didn't win that year, but just being introduced by legends like that was pretty cool, and that all came through the NAMMYs. The NAMMYs are a pretty decent organization.
Felipe Rose.
Yeah, Felipe.
I'm still trying to get him. I'm still trying to get to interview him, but logistic wise, we're having trouble connecting and finding it to secure a date. So I still
Okay.
want to get him on here. Felipe Rose he's one of the performers on the Village People. He's one of the singers.
Hmm.
So it's cool that he comes out to the NAMMYs and he supports us.
Oh
He's really
yeah.
good. Now he's very
We
good.
we connected. We were going back and forth for a while. I was playing some of his stuff, some of his indigenous stuff, and he was commenting. He's a really nice guy. Most of the people that I've run into since I got involved with the native side of doing things, everybody's been very open and supportive and willing to connect. So it's been an almost 100% positive thing for me. So I'm just so glad I did it and I stuck with it. And I still have people like you that I'm connected with, and yeah, I'll never give it up.
Oh, it's our community is so awesome. It's small, but I think it's growing now now that we're paving the way too for a lot of the younger generation coming up. And it's a great community to belong to, and we support each other in a lot of ways. We try and play our music. We do spin our
Well,
music. We listen to it on Spotify or iTunes, and we try and support each other that way for sure. And then when we're all together in the room, the the it's such a great energy, right? Being around other
mm-hmm.
artists. Yeah, I
Oh yeah,
remember
when
that
we
one.
were,
Yeah,
go ahead.
I remember that one year that we were at the Nammies and we were at the rehearsal.
Oh yeah.
and, and then it was my turn to go up and rehearse. And the teleprompter was showing the words of what I was supposed to
Mm.
say. Originally,
But
I
you
was
kept
supposed to
doing your own thing. So Rhonda was supposed to be saying NHL, but y'all don't
say,
have the NHL. You kept saying NHL. No, that's hockey. We don't. We're talking about NFL. Oh, okay. And then she went back and she did it again from the NHL. No, it's not NHL. What are you doing? And then she was like, "No, really? What is it again?" NFL. Oh, NFL. Okay, I got it. Yes, we're gonna talk about the NHL again. But hearing the accent, it was just so cool, and everybody was laughing and having a good time. You know what I mean? There was nobody tried to make you feel bad. It was like, hey, that's that's them First Nation folks. That's how they act.
It was so funny. I kept saying NHL.
Uh-huh. NHL. No. NFL. NFL? NHL? Hmm.
And they had to keep stopping. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute, back it up. She said it again. But it was really fun. And then we had, we hung out, nice dinner. Everybody was really good there. You met Steve Russianwind and them up there, right?
I
Did you
did,
get to
yeah.
meet them? Yeah.
Yeah, he
Just
was,
really, really nice people.
yeah. I had interviewed Steve a couple of weeks ago. He
Oh
played
yeah?
some real beautiful flute music, yeah.
Mhm.
So it was really awesome to have him on the show, and I'm really happy I went there because I maintained contact with all the musicians that I met, which is really
Mhm.
good because it's good for my show, and I just gotta message them, and everyone that I've contacted have agreed to come on the show like right away, and they've been
Yeah. They've been
happy.
real. They're
So
real people. None of
yep.
that. None of that. Talk to my manager. Talk to my agent. None of that. Just hey, let me know when you're on, and I'll come on. I've had Steve and his wife on a couple times. Very very great. Very good interview. Good music. Yeah, I could hear him. He was sipping on something. You could hear the ice, and he was taking a little sip. I said, what you sipping on, Steve? He's like, you can hear that. I'm like, yep. This digital stuff. You hear everything now. So yeah, it's
So did
it's
he
it's
tell you
pretty
what he
fun.
was sipping on?
What's that?
Did he tell you what he was sipping on?
Yeah, I think he had a little scotch going on. Probably the single malt. He looks like a single malt man.
Sounds like
No
he was
moonshine.
probably smoking a cigar too, but
Yeah, yeah, I think so. I couldn't hear that, but I heard the glass. He's like, "Wow, you got good ears." So, well, I'm a musician like you.
so can you tell me more about your radio show? You said you started it in 2011. So how did
Yeah.
that come to fruition, and how is it like that's a long time ago for it to still be
Yeah.
running? How did
So,
um how did that start, and how do you keep it going for so long?
well, like I said, it came out of, one door closed. I couldn't tour. I couldn't go out and do shows for my music. And a local station, a friend of mine, he had a station. He told me to start a show. So I started a show on his station, and then I ended up doing a second one on a local uh, terrestrial station that wasn't online. Hot 106 or 106.1. I used to do a Saturday local show. So it was just like all local artists and stuff. And then the industry changed a few years ago, the streaming. And there was like one big company that did most of the streaming, and they wasn't sure if it was going to work. So it was my opportunity to say, if I'm going to keep doing this, I wanted my own stream, my own station. So I got my own station, my own stream, and I've just been doing it. What really pushed me forward was you know, being I was a young man, so I had a lot of female followers from when I was with the label and I was with the big group, and they all came back, which kind of led my show being geared more towards like women's topics and women's issues. And I was able to figure out, you know, by just talking to a lot of these women, if they were in a restrictive or abusive relationship, and we would talk about those kind of things and try and get them help. Also, we know that suicide is a big problem in the Native community. I know it is here in the U.S. and in Canada. So actually I had one listener in Canada that committed suicide, and a couple here that were close. And, you know, through talking and working out stuff on the show, we were able to, talk to them and love them and let them know that there was people here, you know, thinking about them and caring whether they were around. And, so that kind of, my show first started out just my music and me being silly and crazy, to really connecting to the people that was listening, and the artists that, even the artists, like I'd start promoting a female artist on my show, and then she would just disappear, or she'd have to take down positive posts. And to me, I knew that meant that she was in a bad relationship. Somebody was not letting her do what she needed to do. And some of them, through the show, thank God, were able to come out of it. And just a lot of them, I never heard from them again, or I realized that some of them took their life, which was very sad. But I think it's been a positive thing. I know it's been positive for me to work through some issues. And, as artists, we're pretty cuckoo anyways. It don't take much for us to act silly. So going through like COVID and going through this kind of stuff, just having a place where they can come and talk and be heard and connect has been working for them. It's been working for me, and I'll keep doing it as long as folks want to keep tuning in and want to keep coming on and sharing their stories and their music with me. And I'll keep being as foolish as I can, so they keep wanting to come on, keep wanting to listen.
Thank you for sharing that. I know I've tuned into your show a few times, and I really enjoyed it. And yeah, you have been helping women when you talk on your show, and thank you for doing that and stepping up and being a warrior for us women. And we really need that, and that's really important that you tapped into that. You've seen that. So thank you so much for doing that. And how can people tune into your show?
So I'm live every Friday night from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can get it on. It's a free app if you want to do the app. It's a free Android, Apple app. The Apple's down right now, but you just go to your Play Store and search for The Raphael Show, and you can get the app and you can listen 24/7. So even though I'm only live Friday night, the stream continuously plays. So we got like this past week and the week before, it'll play 24/7. So if you're not able to catch it live, you catch what I call the replay. And then we're going to start. I'm going to do like you. I'm going to be brave and try and be like Rhonda Head and expand my show throughout the week and do some more interviews and get back to doing a lot of the women issues and stuff, because it got tough just doing it on a Friday with all the politics and stuff. People just didn't want to hear about politics. They just wanted to, come on my show and I sing and I act foolish and they have a good time and I tell jokes and make fun of myself. And so people like that. But I think it was important. There was an audience for the women's issues and maybe some of the politics. So hopefully I'll be doing that. You can just go to the Raphael show page, the Raphael Show on Facebook, and click the button and you can listen there. And if you're an independent artist, just you could send the music to any of my pages or just to Raphael Deas, all one word, at Hotmail, and you know, give me your information. Tell me you're on Facebook. Tell me you're on Instagram so I can check it out. And I'll play anybody's music. Even, some of the stuff that you gave me for your music is really not my format, but it doesn't matter. Good music, a good tone, a good voice, people will listen to it. And even though it's not the format, mine's like 80s, 90s funk. And I'm playing, classical operatic music from you, and people are loving it. It's like I play a rock song, I play a hip hop song, and I play some opera from Rhonda Head, and it works. So
Awesome. So you hear that, fellow musicians? Send your music to Raphael, and he'll play your music. Uh, look him up on Facebook and send your music to him, and your music links. He'll check out your music.
yeah, we got
So
listeners all over the world.
awesome. Yeah, that's what. And I wanted to say like that. I'm so glad you're going to be starting your own like interviews as well, because
Hmm.
there's not enough platforms for Indigenous artists to be out there, and the more the better, the more the merrier, and we need to get our music out there. Our music is so awesome, and it's just as good as mainstream, if not better, because our stories are real that we tell,
Oh,
and
definitely.
they're very heartfelt. You could feel our music, and we need that platform and medium to get our music out there and shared with the world, because they really need to hear our music.
Yeah, we just want a chance to be heard. That's all. If we get a chance, we'll find our audience.
Yeah, that's right. We need a chance to be heard. And there's another question I wanted to ask you. You're a personal trainer for your own
Hmm.
company called Diesel. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I've been in the gym ever since I was a kid. Like I said, I was gonna either be a superhero or a superstar. So superheroes got to be in shape and know, I took martial arts and boxing ever since I was little. In the 90s, I kind of thought I wanted to be a professional bodybuilder. So I was working my way up to that. I was like 300 pounds and all kinds of muscle. And I just found out that there was too much drugs, too much shadiness involved in it for me. So I just kind of pulled back, and I started gearing more towards helping kids in school, student athletes and stuff. And then I ended up doing a mentorship program with the Red Sox for like 7 years every summer,
Oh
just
wow.
taking all the high risk kids from the city and teaching them the game of baseball, teaching them how to be a positive young person in the inner city through sports, through working out. I started doing a day camp where they'd come and they would train at my house, and then we go to the field and work out, and then come back. And I've been training adults too, and trying to get other people that want to compete in bodybuilding and physique competitions. I've been doing that um, for about 20, 25 years. Like I said, I've been in the gym ever since I was a kid, so it was a natural thing for me. Eventually, I might do some supplement lines and stuff like that, but COVID really gave me an opportunity to see if I had a dedicated clientele, because when they shut the gyms down, everybody wanted to come to my house. So um, I was going to stop, but a lot of people need this for their peace of mind. It's not just health. That's their therapy. They come, they work out, they talk, they get a little sweat going and breathe hard, and they feel better when they leave. So I think I'm providing the service on that end. And if you end up looking good and feeling good about yourself, well, then we all winning. You know what I mean?
Awesome. Good for you. I'm really glad you do that for our youth too. That's so awesome. Congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
so awesome. So do you have any parting words that you want to say? Any last final words before we
Just
end the show?
thank you for the opportunity to be here. Your friendship over the years has been a real blessing to me. When I see you pop on when I'm doing the show, it gets me excited. I know Canada's in the house. Where it's cold at. I don't understand how you even come out of the house like 9 months out of the year. But yeah, so just get at me. I'll play whatever you got, and let's keep connecting. Let's keep building, and let's keep making sure that Indigenous artists get a chance to be heard and seen. Now we getting seen too because of Rhonda.
Well, you're going to start that too, right?
Yep. Yes, ma'am.
So thank you so much for being my 53rd guest. It's been a awesome ride for sure, and I'm looking
Hmm.
forward to my 54th guest, which is Ruben Little, that amazing Powell MC Ruben Littlehead. So thank
Good.
you so much, and stay safe, stay healthy, continue to social distance, wear your mask, and hand sanitize. Like I
All
said,
that stuff.
yeah.
All right. Thank you. I'll be watching.
All right, and I'll be listening to your show on Friday.
All right. Thank you.
Tune in again next time when Rhonda interviews another up-and-coming Indigenous superstar. Only on Indigenous Superstars.